Welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. We have arrived at our final event before the 4th anniversary, being This Moment With You. This event will run from September 20th to September 28th and is a Leonid unit-focused event in the Mysterious attribute, with the focus character of the event being ICHIKA, with the rest of Leonid and the Leonid virtual singers acting as supporting cast. Obviously, releasing alongside the event are 2 exchange shop cards, with Shiho taking the 2-star slot with her card Unchanging Feelings. Shiho is a perfect locker pure attribute skill card, meaning she sees use in 2 future events. She will immediately see future usability in the next event here on our Dream Stage, also known as the 4th anniversary. The event will run from September 30th to October 9th, and in the gacha for this event is Toya, Airi, Shiho and Nene, of course making the 2-star Shiho from this event lower gameplay value, as she is available with a 70% bonus from the event gacha in question. She then sees use during the event Connect Heart Message that will run from the 28th of February to the 6th of March. And in the gacha for this event is Saki, Emu and Leonid Rin, of course making Shiho higher gameplay value, as she's only ever available with a 50% bonus for this event. And taking the 3-star slot is Honami with her card Discovering the Joys of Drumming. Honami is a cool attribute healer skilled card with the skill name A Leader's Duty. And due to her cool attribute, Honami will see use in 1 future event, being Find the Dream View, also known as the 4th and a half anniversary. This event will run from March 30th to April 6th. And in the event gacha is Ichika, Shiho and Leonid Miku. However, there is a Bloom Festival attached to this event. And in the Bloom Festival we have a blank Luca as well as Honami, meaning that Honami is available with a 70% bonus due to the 4.0 changes to how Bloom Festival cards work, making her 3-star exchange shop card from this event lower gameplay value, as she is available through the gacha. But Shiho and Honami are not the only characters being added with this event, as we also have the event gacha Me and My Diva running from September 20th to September 30th. This is a standard permanent gacha, meaning it abides by standard permanent gacha rules. Meaning a 3% chance for a 4-star, there is a pity bar, and using the green stickers and vouchers for the exchange shop. There are 3 cards being added with this gacha, all of them being considered the focus characters of the event, meaning they will grant a 70% event bonus during event team building. And due to them being permanent cards, they will not come with any special hairstyles. Finally, the cards will match the event's attribute, being mysterious, with our first character in the gacha being Ichika and her card Meeting Miku. Ichika is a perfect scorer skill card with the skill name Miku Meets Me Back Then. And perfect scorer skill cards will grant 110% score bonus for 5 seconds for perfect taps only, with Ichika's new costume being called Ambition Overalls. And as it currently stands, there is no future usability for this Ichika on the Japanese server. However, she has 2.5 upcoming new limited cards. The first one will come from the event Happy Enjoy Music that will run from October 31st to November 8th. This is followed then by an event we already mentioned, Find the Dream View, also known as the 4th and a half anniversary, available between March 30th and April 6th. With her semi-limited card, of course, coming from the second Leonid World Link event, Ordinary Yet Special Us, that will run from the 23rd of June to the 5th of July. As for rerunning gachas, Ichika has 2.5 upcoming ones. As always, remember that the second rerun of any limited gacha is the final rerun before the gacha is discontinued and the cards join the Recollection Festival gacha pool. For more information on the topic, check out my general guide linked in the description. With the first gacha we will encounter being the first rerun of the Grow Up With Me gacha, also known as the 3rd anniversary. This gacha will have its first rerun in October, with its final rerun already confirmed for May 2026. This is then followed by the gacha What Awaits After Battle, that is having its first rerun in March, with no second rerun yet confirmed. Finally, we have the Special Case rerunning gacha. The second World Link support gacha for any given unit is actually a rerun for the first set of World Link cards for that unit. So for the second World Link support gacha of Leonid, the first set of Leonid World Link cards will be available as rate-up options from the gacha. I am still marking these as special cases, as we do not know how the World Link cards will be handled going forward after the second World Link support gacha disappears. But Leonid support gacha will be available in late June in tandem with the second World Link event. So that covers all of the limited options you have for Ichika, but our second character in the gacha is Saki with her card Our Dreams Back Then. Saki is a scorer skill card with the skill name Youth Expert, and scorer skill cards will grant 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Saki's new costume being called Flare Leg Overalls. And Saki, unlike Ichika, does have one case of future usability. She will see use during the event once again when the leaves change color, that will run from the 10th of November to the 18th of November, with Shiho, Shizuku and Leonid Rin in the gacha, making Saki higher gameplay value as she's only ever available with a 50% bonus. And just like Ichika, Saki has 2.5 upcoming new limited cards. She first joins Ichika in the same first event, Happy Enjoy Music, that will run from October 31st to November 8th. She then appears in the event Connect Heart Message, that will run from February 28th to March 8th. And finally, her semi-limited card of course comes from the second Leonid World Link event, Ordinary Yet Special Us, once again running from the 23rd of June to the 5th of July. And sadly, Saki only has 1.5 upcoming reruns. The first and only standard limited rerun we will encounter Saki in is the first rerun of the Welcome to Diner gacha, happening in April, with her special rerun of course being the Leonid second World Link support gacha, once again happening in late June. Our final character in the gacha is Leonid Len with his card Swimming in Cider. Len is a Perfect Looker skill card with the skill name What's Born from the Blend, and Perfect Looker skill card will change all bad and higher taps into perfects for 5.5 seconds and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Len's new costume being called Cat Knit Boy. And Len, just like Ichika, has no future usability as it currently stands on the Japanese server. However, he does have 2.5 upcoming new limited cards. His first limited card will come from the event Put Your Heart Into This One Stitch, that will run from January 31st to February 8th. This is then followed by the event And So The Clock Hands Start Ticking, that will run from the 30th of April to the 6th of May. With a semi-limited card coming from the second Virtual Singer World Link event Link the Beats, that will run from the 6th of September to the 18th of September. And he keeps up this pattern with 2.5 upcoming rerunning gachas as well. And the first gacha we will encounter Len in is the first rerun of the Your Ticket to the City of Splendors gacha in December, with its second rerun already confirmed for August 2026. And his second standard limited gacha we will encounter him in is the final rerun of the Emotional Music March gacha in March, with his special rerun of course coming in the form of the second World Link support gacha happening in early September in tandem with the second World Link event for Virtual virtual singers. So Len actually has some pretty solid options when it comes to new and rerunning cards. But with that, we've covered the cards being added with the Me and My Diva gacha, so instead we can look towards the event team building. And this is a Leonid unit focused event, meaning that all virtual singers, not only Len, can bring the 50% event bonus if they are of the correct unit and attribute. And in this case, this will be mysterious Leonid virtual singers. However, with the Bloom Festival update in June of this year, this was slightly changed, as all blank or unitless virtual singer cards now also can grant the 50% bonus as long as they are the correct attribute, meaning these unitless virtual singers will also be included in the event team building as they are 50% event bonus cards going forward. But with that out of the way, let's get into the 2-star and 3-star asterisks. And this time around we only have 3 minor asterisks to cover, as the 2-star Shiho featuring Sugar Bunnies and the 2-star Kaitos featuring Aru no Pickle are both from the Sanrio collaboration event. And because of this, they are limited, meaning that if you did not pick them up during the collaboration event in January, you have no way of having these 2-star cards. In addition, the 2-star Ichika comes from the Let's Go to the Movie campaign, meaning she was redeemable if you got a code from going to see the Project SEKAI movie in the cinema. So if you did not come across a movie code in any other way, or you did not go watch the movie in the cinema, you have no way of having this Ichika as well. But we don't have any other asterisks outside of those, so let's get straight into the 4-star cards. And this time around we have 23 4-star cards with 5 events bringing more than 1, 2 being limited and 3 being permanent. With the first limited event to bring more than 1 card in the mysterious attribute being a special case. This in the form of the Aku no Tensai or 7 Deadly Sins collaboration that brought both a Meiko and a Rin. And these cards are of course exclusive to the collaboration event, meaning that if you missed either of the runs of this event, you have no way of having these cards. This was then followed by a standard limited event in the form of Beside the Unchanging Warmth that brought both a Shiho and a Leonid Meiko. As for the permanent gachas, the first one we encountered is actually tied to the first ever event in the game, Stella After the Rain, that brought a Saki, a Shiho, and a Leonid Luca. This was then followed by the event A Bright Future, bringing an Ichika, a Honami, and a Leonid Kaito. With the final permanent event bringing more than 1 character to the event team roster being Live with Memories, that brought an Ichika, a Saki, and a Honami to the event team building. And this of course leaves 10 4-star cards that were released during mixed events. Out of these 10 cards, 6 are limited, 2 are semi-limited, and 2 are permanent. Starting with the limited cards, in order of release, we first saw the Colorful Festival exclusive Miku tied to the 1st anniversary. This was then followed by the Colorful Festival exclusive card for Shiho tied to the event Let's Enjoy Together Spoy Joy Park. Shiho then soon thereafter got another card from the event screaming Welcome to the Forest of Wolves, which was then followed by the Saki from the event Bustling Cafe Rec. After this, we then saw the Colorful Festival exclusive Meiko tied to the 3rd anniversary event Hello to a New Day, which was then capped off with our latest released card being the Sanrio collaboration Miku. And the 2 semi-limited cards are of course tied to the World Link event, with Ichika taking the Leonid slot from the event Our Starry Sky Leading to the Future, and Kaito taking the virtual singer slot from the event With You at Sekai's Beginning. Finally, we have the 2 permanent cards, with the first one coming from the event Paint What I Love Rainbow Canvas in the form of a Honami. And our final 4-star card is the Ichika from the event One Small Trip Before a Big Journey. But of course we cannot forget about the birthday cards, and this time around we have 6 additional ones giving a 50% bonus. And among these we have the 1st year Honami, the 2nd year Meiko and Miku, as well as the 3rd year Len, Kaito, and Saki. And this is the final selection we have available for the event team building. And I personally think that this is far from one of the best event team buildings we've had for a unit-focused event in a long time. With 14 out of the 22 available 4-star cards being limited, 16 if you want to count the semi-limited cards from the World Link events as well. In addition, 9 out of the remaining 11 permanent cards comes from Leonid unit-focused events. Meaning that if you aren't a massive Leonid fan, you probably won't have these cards if you haven't gotten them from an off-banner pull. And the 2 remaining permanent cards who comes from mixed event come from pretty niche mixed events. I do know that Paint What I Love Rainbow Canvas was pretty popular. However, I know for a fact One Small Trip Before a Big Journey was a very underwhelming event when it comes to people who actually pulled and enjoyed it. So I can definitely see people struggling with getting together a 300% event bonus team for this event in particular, despite it being a unit-focused event. At least it is a positive that we have 5 available 3-star cards, 1 for each slot, with all of them being pretty old at this point, meaning that you have a pretty big likelihood of having all 5 of them to fall back on. But I really do think that this is one of the weaker event team buildings, especially for a unit event that we've seen in quite some time. So I hope that people can put together a pretty decent event team, especially seeing how many options are theoretically available, but I wouldn't beat myself up if I can only reach 270 to 280% event bonus baseline. With that being said, once the event ends, we will see an Afterlive. The Afterlive will be available between September 28th and September 29th, and participating in the Afterlive during the allotted time period will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp. With the stamp this time around being of ICHIKA called I Want You to Sing. Finally, we have the commissioned song since this is a unit-focused event. Still, We Never Stop Singing will be released on September 20th and granted to you directly through your in-game mailbox. The song will release with a virtual singer version and a SEKAI version, with no alternative covers currently available as far as we can see on the Japanese server. So that covers everything you needed to know about the event this moment with you. Personally, I don't have a lot of opinions on this event. I've actually not read the event story myself, so I have no opinions on that, and the event has never really captured me personally. Despite being as important as one of the characters' actual focus event, such as ICHIKA 5 in this case, this event has never really gripped me. The cards are pretty and I do think that the costumes are very well designed, but they just don't really capture me in any meaningful way and make me feel like I want to learn more about this event. And that's just kinda how it is with Project Sekai. You cannot love every single event, and every single event cannot capture your attention. Hence, I am turning to you guys. Please tell me down in the comments why you love this event and how important it is to you with the event story and the card art and card costumes. As always, I love to hear your opinions about the games, and I do try to read as many comments as possible. And while you're down there typing your comment, please make sure that you're subscribed and have rung the bell. Maybe you could even consider leaving a like and sharing this video with a friend, as all of these things help me immensely in my growth as a channel. And I of course want to extend a special thank you to all of my patrons, especially my append players being Bambi, Gabby Z, Helen P 001 Star, Katie, Mia Marie 21, Newt is Epic, Oppo Siren, Petterish, Shino Empire, Shoop, and Veritas Uwu. As always, I cannot thank you guys enough, and if you wanna join them in supporting me for as little as $1 a month, there will be a link to my Patreon down in the description. But with that, I've rambled far long enough. Let's get out of here for the week.